G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to review the game which is between Geelong and Brisbane. What a crazy match. Definitely not one for the ages, and definitely a controversial one to discuss on many fronts. But yeah, as you can see, full time. The Cats by 1 point. I think it just takes me back to a game. I didn't watch it, but 2013 we won by a point in round 23 and we fell over the line, and that's what we did tonight. I don't take much out of this game at all. There's so much to work on. There's so much to improve. But let's just discuss the 4 points and, yeah, pretty much take the 4 points, run away, and forget that game ever happened. It was an absolute blight on the game. Shocking to watch. Yeah, from both camps, I suppose. The Cats, obviously, they started off well. Burst out of the blocks early, looking really good. Yeah, we got out to a nice start. We kicked a couple early and then just kept going on with it. Really good half. However, there was just this nagging thing in the back of our mind that, we should have been up by a lot more. And I felt like we should have been 6-7 goals up with the way that we were playing, but we just weren't able to move the ball quickly enough and weren't as efficient up forward as we'd like to be. But yeah, our contest work was really good. Especially earlier on in the piece, we were able to really get some ascendancy around the ball, and I'll mention some players later on that front. We were able to, apply massive pressure. That was evident early. As the game went sort of on, it just wavered a little bit, and Brisbane really put the pedal to the metal, and we're up all day. And Brisbane got in front, and it was a little bit scary at the end. And I always felt like we were a chance, or we're probably going to win, but gosh, when you get behind late in a game when a side's been down all day, you kind of go, "Oh, this is their moment. Like, this is their chance to really make an impact and potentially get the job done." But yeah, blitz halves will get talked about a lot. The non-holding the ball decision that was didn't come to fruition for Brisbane. I've looked at the vision. It was holding the ball and they didn't pay it. So the umpires will have to cop their right whack there. Although I wouldn't say the umpiring was great anyway, considering I think 5 or 6 of Brisbane's goals were a result of pretty soft free kicks that sort of kept them in the game, really. So, yeah, I don't want to bash on the umpires too much, but they were pretty awful for both sides, really. But especially felt like number 22 specifically. I was at the game, obviously, and sort of up high so I could see what was going on. But yeah, it definitely wasn't a pretty match. Probably I enjoyed the first little bit and Isaac Smith's goal, and that was about it. So, well done, Isaac. But yeah, we'll look at some of the stats. Brisbane, to their credit, they were always going to come back. Like the quality side, you can't keep them down for too long, and they definitely had a good go at it. So well done to them. Probably should have won. I don't really think we should have won. It felt like a loss at the end as the siren sort of went, but I'll take the 4 points, that's for sure. And I would have felt a whole lot worse if we lost, so that's what I put it all down to. Looking at the stats, we had so much more of the footy, more than 100 touches, but they were just wasteful kicks. As you can see there, a few more kicks, a lot more handballs. They had more inside 50s, and it definitely felt like it. Disposal efficiency wasn't bad, but gosh, it was shocking late. Just could not find a mark. I'll delve on that in a moment, I'm sure. Efficiency inside 50 didn't really feel like that efficient. Well, we couldn't. Yeah, it didn't feel that efficient, to be honest. Clearances were really good around the stoppages. Center clearances pretty even. Got the contested ball, and look at that, just 100. That's just chip mark. Speaking of marks, took 118, which is a stack, but it didn't really matter in the end. So we're up, same amount of tackles, low tackle-ish game. We didn't really allow a lot of tackles to sort of happen. Had a bit more of the bouncing and used our full interchange. So, I just didn't quite get the lack of ball movement. It was, especially as the game wore on, we just, at all costs, we did not play on. It was unbelievable. I think definitely going to have to move with the times. We're seeing teams exploit, or actually use the rules to their advantage We saw Adelaide with their fast ball movement really caught us out last week. So I feel like the coaching staff very remiss to sort of change the way we're playing. And yeah, I feel like Robbo right now, but it's not going to be slow ball movement that wins premierships. So if the Cats are actually serious and want to make the 8 this year, then I think they'd want to pull their finger out ASAP. They were very, very, very lucky to win tonight. I don't really think they deserved to win because they played not to lose, and yeah, it was just really disappointing to see how he went about it. I'm reviewing it like it is a loss. And so many mistakes and players fumbling under pressure. And the ground ball as the game went on was just bizarre. We could not pick up a ball to save our lives. Where was that hunger and desire? I don't know what was going on. And we just allowed Brisbane, they would just... Our forward line pressure was terrible. They were just able to easily move it from D50 to forward 50, with the absolute breeze. And yeah, it was just like dominoes. Once it was out of our 50, we gave players, metres of space, and once you find easy marks, it's pretty easy to pick apart a side, especially, if you play on and play with him with a bit of risk. Whenever we kicked inside 50, Brisbane always at the drop of the ball. They took so many intercept marks and we used the ball horribly. And our ground ball players, inside 50 especially, to take a good look at themselves. They were pretty poor and they wouldn't get the ball and then they wouldn't pressure. So, what are you doing? What are you doing? So, I mean, yeah, it's tough going to review. I can find a lot more negatives than, player skills, errors and whatnot. I can find a lot of that. I mean, we were really good initially in sort of the first 20 or so minutes after the first couple of minutes. Playing, taking the game on, really good skills and isolating forwards and giving them really good looks. And, we converted nicely. Just as the game went on, Brisbane was going to come back, but we allowed them back in with, just once we get to that 22-point mark, it's like it's a death number, that one, 22. Always weird stuff happens once we get 22 points up. We lose prelims, we lose grand finals, and we nearly lose games at home that we shouldn't lose. So proud of the win. I don't even know if I'm proud, but I'm proud we didn't lose. Take the 4 points. Falling over the line, I'll take it over being 0-2. So, but don't underestimate it. If we play like this against Hawthorn, we'll get absolutely rolled. So, don't think for a minute that we're out of the woods just yet. It's going to be a long, arduous season. We don't want to be playing your best footy right now, but you don't want to be shooting yourselves in the foot. 0-2, you're 5 from 58. I think it's some stupid stat like that. So you don't want to be 0-2. Brisbane will still make the 8, though, I imagine. They'll be probably one of the exceptions. Sydney, the Bloods, they tend to find a way, definitely previously. Oh, I'm exhausted, guys. That Geelong know how to make you so stressed out. It's not freaking funny. I was about to just drop F-bombs there. All right, let's go through the votes. I'm giving the 3 to Joel Selwood. He turned back the clock. He was excellent. Paddy Dangerfield was out, and Joel said, I'm making stuff happen. So he got the 27 touches, 3 marks, 4 tackles, 7 clearances. He was a bull in the contest, and he was going right down to the wire. He was not letting anything, not leaving a stone unturned. So he was excellent. He was really good inside in the centre square, and I really enjoyed his game. Zach Tui was really good at great inclusion. Seems like it sparked him a little bit. The non-inclusion of him last week, I don't know if he was injured or just not selected. But I don't know why you'd have Zach Guthrie over Tui in the first place. But anyway, so he kicked 2 goals, 27 touches, 5 marks, 2 tackles, a couple of clearances. He was just really, pivotal in the game, and a lot of penetrating footy from him, and just really good ball movement. Kicked a couple of crucial goals, and it really helps when you get a lot of the footy and hit the scoreboard, which he did nicely. I'm giving 1 vote to Tom Hawkins. He wasn't his best game, but he was huge. On Harris Andrews, 3 goals, 4. He kicked a bit straight. He gets a couple more votes. But again, if he wasn't out there, I don't think we'd win. Definitely not. He got the 17 touches, 5 marks, a couple of hit-outs in there, 4 clearances. So he's just really good in those forward 50 stoppages, knows how to get the job done. Yeah, so again, he could have kicked a bit straighter and could have cost us the game, but equally, he definitely kept us in it and helped us win the game. So you can't have it all perfect, but Guthrie was really good. He got 28, 9 marks. Really liked his game. Him and Selwood in the middle were crucial. Isaac Smith, he kicked the winner, so he's been on the end of a couple of misses with Hawthorn, allowing the Cats to get victory, and now he's officially kicked the Cats a winner. So that's 3 results, but definitely did a lot of running. A couple of disposals weren't ideal. He's kicking needed a bit more work, but gee, he works hard around the ground. 26 touches, 11 marks. He was really good. Stanley was pretty solid in the ruck. He had a really good night. 22 touches, 24 hit-outs. Mentioned those guys. Atkins was solid at half-back. He did okay. He gets caught holding the ball a bit easily and a bit often, but yeah, a decent game from him. A few tackles in there, or is that 0 tackles? Atkins, where am I? 6 tackles, nicely done. Hendo was solid down back. He's got really good hands, 8 marks, so did a good job. Stewart was solid. Had a couple of moments he probably liked back late in the game, but again, he did a reasonable go at it as well. Clark had such an interesting game. Probably not a great night for him, but that goal he kicked at the start of the third was, absolutely needed. And, he got a bit of the ball, but, gee, he was poor with the ball when he had it. He wasn't defensively, minded. He was unaware of where he was half the time, so probably a bit injured, but, definitely could improve on his game. Constable did okay with 17. Loved O'Connor's game. He was on Neil. Let's see how many disposals Neil got. He probably still ended up with 50. Neil, he kept Neil to 16, and he got 15 himself. So he was really good in the centre square. I hope he continues to play that role of tagging. Seems like he's got the durability to go through with that. Blitzarf's got 16. He was okay, but bit scary sometimes. Parfitt was okay in the midfield. Got a bit of the ball, 17 touches. Buse was okay, but it was a shocker kick a goal. Henry did nicely as well. Higgins was pretty solid in his second hit out. Doesn't seem like he has as much speed and time and space as he usually does, but hopefully in time that will sort of tick on. Cole Jasny took a couple of really good marks at 9 marks. Yeah, so he was decent in the air. Not great with foot half the time, but well. Francis Evans on debut, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but he kicked a couple of goals, and that's great. I think he got a bit of a tackle there. Probably could be a bit better than ground level, but 2 goals in the first game is very nice. Ryan Mice just kicked the one. Doesn't get. He sometimes is involved up at the ground, but again, he just kicked the 1 goal and it was crucial. But I mean, I've got a bit of a bee in my bonnet with Myers and Rowan and Dowhouse. Like, I just don't. They did not give us much tonight, and nearly cost us dearly. Oh, Gary Rowan, I couldn't believe he played on when they had that big sign 1 minute to go, and he had that took that mark in the goal square from that kick, and if that cost us a game, I would have just absolutely, not been happy. Would have just gone and just had nightmares of that Rowan just playing on with the siren sounding. Don't know what Dalhouse offers. Chris Scott, let me know what he does offer. But 7 touches. I don't reckon I saw any tackles. 3 tackles, apparently. He's not kicking goals. He's barely applying pressure. The ball was on the ground a lot inside 50, and Brisbane just walked out of it constantly. So I don't know what he brings to the team. If he can't kick goals and can't apply pressure, I don't know why he's in the side. Bring someone else in. Try Narkle. Try someone else. Zach Guthrie. If you drop a bloke, drop him. Just none of this half-ass crap with... I understand he plays solid in the VFL, but at some stage, you just got to draw a line. I don't know what Guthrie offers. He's not a great kick. He's not a very long kick. He's not very quick. He's not very strong. So I don't know what he's in the side to do. There's better players around him. Don't know why we have to go down the Guthrie route. But anyway, that's it, guys. 1 point win over the Lions. And a look at next week. We've got the Hawks at the MCG. I'll back us in, but gee, not very confidently. I'll see how Hawthorn go this week, but if we play anything like we did, I suppose, against the Lions, the Hawks will absolutely trounce us, but I'll back us in at the G. We'll see how we go, but not certainly not that confident. Hopefully get a few players back in from injury. Hopefully Mitch Duncan's back soon. We really miss his elite kicking, because we definitely did not have kicking as elite tonight. It was absolutely terrible after quarter time or half time. Who knows? Who knows? So that's it. That's a wrap up of round 2. The Cats by point. Don't know if they should have won, but we'll take the 4 points, and I'll look very forward to listening to Scotty's presser. I hope they learn a lot out of this. You don't have to lose to learn something, and I hope they review it as a loss. So thanks for joining in, guys. Appreciate your time. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video.